Hello and welcome to the first Panzer Corps playthrough on my YouTube channel. The first of many, I should say, and I'm starting out with Allied Corps. And, well, I would like to say that I've played this game a lot. Like, I should almost be ashamed of how much I played this game in its various mods and DLCs and campaigns. And I've played through every campaign at least once, on at least Field Marshal difficulty in the past. So I have a bit of experience. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best Panzer Corps player out there in the world or anything like that, but I have probably more experience with the game than most, because I'm such a no-lifer with it. I also played the Panzer General games back in the day, and I loved them, I love this, and there's one thing I would like to add though, is that I do not like Panzer Corps 2. I do also not like Panzer General 3D. Both those games made the same mistake in my eyes. They, instead of going for a grand scale battle, they scaled it down to few units, and it's just shit. Honestly, it is just shit. I was hyped as hell for that game when it came out. Freaking largest disappointment so far this decade. But either way, I'm not going to get too much into that there. So we're just going to get to a new game. We're starting out there with the Desert Rat campaign, which is the tutorial. We start with the Brits. And we're going to go with Montgomery difficulty. All of these game settings here turned on. We're going to go into advanced and we're going to turn on reform units. Simply because it is such a pain. Such a pain. If you're like in scenario 20, you got a unit with 3 heroes on it, and it gets just suddenly out of nowhere wrecked by 17 artillery strikes and 2 Stuka dive bombers, and it's just your GG, you lost that. At least now I can pay if I lose one of those important units to get them back. And that might be a bit cheesy. I agree, but I want to actually enjoy this game as well when I'm playing. Now, I don't mind challenging myself with less than 50% player prestige, which is the gimmick with Montgomery, but I figured we'll just go with Montgomery. It's a established difficulty level. And I hope I'm not coming off as cocky here. I'm not trying to brag, it's just I'm trying to give you a little bit of a idea of who I am in the game, so to say, if that makes any sense. Now, we could go with Eisenhower, but I don't really like this difficulty because it gives AIs an additional 5 strength on our units, which it just messes with the pace of the game. And then you have Patton, which gives you 5 turns less to complete each mission, which really messes with the pace of the game. So for me personally, if I was to choose any difficulty here, I would say Montgomery. That's where I have the most fun. It's somewhat challenging, and it doesn't have like ridiculous difficulty settings. I usually don't mess around with these ones here or whatever. So the AI gets 50% more prestige, and I get 50% less, which is completely fine. It should be a pretty relaxed playthrough. So let's get to it. We're going to listen to what this narrator has to say.
Greetings, my good fellow, and welcome to the Western Desert. Bit of a situation developing here. With Italy now in the war and eager to exploit Hitler's victory over us in France, we must accept that our position here in Egypt is under imminent threat. The Italians, as you know, have a very substantial army just across the border in Libya. They know we're desperately weak and they are massing. Very soon they are going to move on us in strength and presumably aim for the canal. Until Higher HQ can organize a proper defense, we're left to do what we can with the few forces at our disposal, and we'll waste no time. Your orders are to cross the border and undertake a harassing attack aimed at disrupting their communications and deployment. Drive between their border outposts, raid their roadways, and destroy their convoys. Every truck you destroy is significant. This raid gives you the privilege of firing the first shots in this campaign. You must make them count. Britain is at low ebb, with Dunkirk just a few days past. Britain needs a victory. Any victory. Press on now, and good luck.
This guy almost makes it sound like we're in for some exciting firefights and a challenging battle up ahead here. But really we're not. We're in for a slaughter. This first mission, yeah, we're gonna wreck the enemy. There's no way we're not gonna be doing that. Either way, so I like to press F7 at the start of every battle to bring up this little screen here, this little slot that pops out. Simply what this does is that on the left side it shows the unit that you have selected, all its attributes, and on the right side it shows the unit you are hovering over. So you can quickly compare what will this unit be up against if he wants to fight, for instance, this unit. And since this is our normal trucks, not very much. We're going to get into a few mechanics. I'll describe a few things, I'll try to explain a few things as we go along with the playthrough here. And I'll probably do that in the following playthroughs that I have planned as well. So we took out that truck, obviously without much fuss to it, I mean. And we're going to see if we can do the same to this. Not quite. And that's the thing. I'm going to fall back here so that we can attack the enemy on their turn by being in ambush here. Because they will move in. They have like a spotting range of 1, so they can't really see us if they move in here. Now, the thing is, I can't, for instance, put this guy in the road bend here. Because the trucks will drive up here first, and then they will... I don't know exactly how that works, but it just doesn't work. You need a straight stretch of road to ambush. If you ambush them in a turn, they will just see you ahead of moving in and just stop. At least on this scenario. I don't know, it's not really a mechanic you necessarily play around with that much on specifically roads as the campaign progresses, but as you can see here, we're now ambushing this guy, and we attack him on his turn. We still spend ammunition doing that though, so that's something to keep in mind. Ammunition is limited, and you'll have to resupply to get it back when you spend it. Yeah, we're just gonna attack this supply depot here. I guess that's our actual objective in here. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I think that's it. Alright, so what we can do is, yeah, we'll just move in like this. And we'll move this guy over here so no trucks can see him. And then I think we'll just put this guy over here. And we'll see if we can ambush something coming in from a straight stretch of road there. Some units have not yet moved. Aha, and here's a little thing you can do actually. Just recalled, you can be a bit cheesy if you have a scout unit, because scout units move in stages. So you can backspace after you move somewhere, and that will free up so that you can supply that unit that turn, if you haven't attacked with it. So you can cheese it a little bit. Normally you have to spend the entire turn to supply a unit, but with recon units like these, you can do what I just did there, and then you can resupply them anyway. Now, let's pass on to the next turn here, and yeah, it came from a straight stretch of road, and that worked. But in bends and turns, ambushes seem to have less effect. This some resilient supply dump right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to ebb and flow a little bit in this scenario here. Shoot a little bit at the enemies, fall back, get into an ambush location. I think we're probably better off over here for ambushing. This truck can now no longer see this unit, so he might run into him and then be ambushed. And this guy has proven himself being able to ambush over here already. In fact, I know there's a... Whoops. Good thing we got the undo button. I know there's one enemy unit on this map that's going to shoot back. And since he might be coming in right about now, I think we'll actually fall a little bit further back with our units. And we'll set up for ambush here again, and hopefully catch one of these trucks off guard. Yeah, there we go. Now, our units gain experience, and what we can do in this scenario is basically try to farm up a little bit of free experience on our units. I don't care too much on the Vickers Mark 6. I'm not a huge fan of this vehicle, and we're probably going to replace it with a cruiser at some point soon, but I mean, experience could be good even then if we upgrade to that. Oh, and in that regard, I also want to say that I'm going to be playing through the campaign with a little bit of in-house rules. Nothing major, just something that I think makes the game better, and I'll cross that bridge and explain that when we get to it. It just adds more enjoyment and makes more sense to me as I play through. Yeah, I'll as I said, get to that when I get to that. So, well, we'll just keep the units over here and see what comes in. And there we go. This guy gets ambushed now. That's fantastic. Lovely. Okay, that's the one enemy that can shoot back. Now this guy is kind of running low on ammo here. He's got one turn of attacking left, which isn't ideal. But what we're gonna do is move down here and take on this guy. So now we have 3 units surrounding him. That means we have a mass attack. And if you hold control and then you click to attack, you get combat details there, which will show you how the upcoming combat is likely to play out. Now, there's a lot of RNG to it, so take these predictions, these combat predictions, with a grain of salt. But as you can see, we have 3 initiative. The enemy has 5 initiative, which initiative is fairly strong. Not 100% sure how it works, but it just... high initiative units tend to be pretty decent, depending on like the relative stats other than initiative. But with mass attack, since we're surrounding him with 2 additional units that also have an attack this turn, he gets -2 initiative from this mass attack, so we will have an easier time to take him on. And that's what I wanted to cover in here for now. And if we look at these, compare these 2 units that we have here available, they're pretty similar, but you will see that the Rolls-Royce AC Recon here has better ground defense and air defense than the Vickers Mark 6. So we will attack with him and open up and hopefully take no casualties. I do want to try to push all of these units to 100 experience or more, or at least the Rolls-Royces. It doesn't really matter that much with the Vickers, but the Rolls-Royces I want to be in the 100+ range. And if we lose any unit cells, then we could, like if we take some casualties, we could use elite replacements. Not in the battle right now, we could do that too, but that's going to be expensive as all hell. And since we have 50% less prestige, conserving prestige could be a good idea. Now, if we go for elite replacements between the scenarios, that's going to cost also, but it's going to retain the experience amount that your unit has. The thing is, I don't like to do that. I prefer personally to go for regular replacements whenever. I rarely use elite replacements. I mean, I can't really, off the top of my head, think of a single time I've ever used elite replacements. I just don't like doing it. It is prestige points down the drain. Just go kill some stuff with the unit and you get the experience back. It just depends on a unit, really. I mean, and what kind of battle is coming up. But let's get into engaging this guy. So we lost 1 guy. And what was the prediction exactly? I think it was lose 1 guy, kill 3. We lost 1 and killed 4. Now, unfortunately, we're above 100 experience here now at 114. So we can actually just use replacements for free when we're done with the scenario. And yeah, we should then be able to still have it above 100 experience. And let's see if we can attack this guy and get this guy, that guy. I should probably word myself better. Let's see if we can attack this this truck here, this supply convoy unit with our Rolls-Royce and push the Rolls-Royce above 100. Let's quickly see here. Yeah, 117. Fantastic. This guy lagging behind a bit is not a big problem. Actually, if we don't destroy this, but destroy all the trucks first, is that going to be a problem? It might be. I'm not sure. Let's drive over there and just destroy this. I think I usually just destroy this first, so I haven't really seen what happens if I don't do that. There we go. For eliminating the Italian supply dump, prestige has been awarded to you. So we have 100, well, we got 50 prestige for that, basically. We're going to supply this unit. However, we can't do it in this way. No, I guess we can't really do it in that way. We can. You know what? Screw it. We'll go here, backspace, supply unit, set it up there for ambush. This thing, we'll fall back with him, I think. Fall back over here. Then he'll be ready to ambush on a straight road, and we'll just resupply the unit fully. With cheesing the recon mechanic a little bit. And then we should be able to ambush these guys. I mean, we might as well put some experience on this guy if we can. It doesn't really matter. Seemingly the enemy has given up, because we already pretty much crushed them. But let's give them the finishing blow. Experience is good on this, so it's definitely going to be level 1 still. I'm just trying to see what exactly. It's so long since I played this game, so I'm not sure exactly. It probably doesn't show up. Now, if we look at press L to see the combat that recently happened, by the way. Experience bonus, there it is. So, soft attack, ground defense, you get +1. There could be other things as well. I just don't fully remember, but we'll see that and cover that as we get to it. So, you know, it becomes a lot stronger. Soft attack of 4 instead of 3 doesn't sound like much, but it is. It really is. And you get them up 2 experience levels, well then you're going to have a soft attack +2. Suddenly it's going to be extremely strong. You know, it just all attacks and defenses, I believe, goes up +1. Possibly with some exceptions, which we'll find out soon enough. Anyway, I think we have taken out everything the enemy had. Yeah, a 7-turn triumph, and we are going to just read the outro message here. Before we get to that, though, I would like to say that, well, if you did like the video, I would appreciate if you maybe considered leaving a like on it, and also maybe even considered subscribing to my channel. There will certainly be more Panzer Corps content coming out in the future, among other things. And I'm a bit saddened. I actually had a YouTube channel back in the days, many years ago. That's, for some reason, it's just been lost. Like, I can't, the videos aren't out there anymore. I can't access the channel. I think it's been hacked or something. I don't even really know. But I used to have some Panzer Corps Grand Campaign playthroughs out there, and they actually numbered quite a few. Like, some of the videos were in the tens of thousands view range. So, I don't know. But it's whatever. It's a fresh start, and hopefully, well, I'm not assuming that I'm gonna get to that kind of view level anymore. The interest for the game has certainly shifted a bit over the decade, but yeah, either way. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and will enjoy the coming videos if you did. Either way, a brilliant success. You've delivered a major shock to the Italians and made a mess of the logistics at the frontier. Exactly as we hoped. The damage you've done is certain to make them even more cautious, but your attack did more. It revealed a weakness in them that we did not fully anticipate. The poor fellows don't seem to be quite so keen for the task. Therefore, it may be time to act a bit more aggressively. Alright. Well, let's go all full aggressive mode in the next episode. You can catch me there. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.